Hello and welcome to our overview of Anterra pivot grids. This video briefly covers all of the features of pivot grids. There's a series of detailed videos in our knowledge base that you can watch to learn how to use each of the available functions. Anterra pivot grids are reports that you can build without technical knowledge of how to connect to multiple database tables or building complex calculations. They're accessed by drilling down on a widget from a dashboard or through menus. Each grid has parameters that you can choose to filter down to the information you want to see. This grid has a company or consolidation group parameter, a project manager parameter, and a date parameter. You can see what columns are available on a grid by choosing the three dots on any column and choosing the columns option. You can turn columns off or on to be visible in this grid. Let's add division and project end date. They're now visible on the grid. You can order the columns however you like. Let's put job to date cost in front of forecast cost to complete, and we'll put end date, revised end date, right at the front, and I can move it over like that. You can resize columns to any size you like to make your grid more readable. You can pivot on any attribute. We get job attributes from Sage 300 CRE, Acumatica, Viewpoint Vista, or Sage Intacct job records, and can include any custom attributes you have in those systems. Let's add customer to this view. And pivot by it. You can have up to 2 pivots, so let's go unpivot and then pivot by customer name simply by dragging it up. This is really important to understand your business because you can slice and dice your data and interact with it in a way that's impossible in most ERPs. Videos are available in our knowledge base for each of the following functions: adding and removing columns in grid administration, building drill-through reports using the collapse pivot table function, renaming columns and tooltips to align your BI system with the words your company uses. You can change the words and the tooltip on any of the columns. Exporting the grid to Excel with the pivot table and a raw data tab. Freezing columns so that you can set the scroll position and keep columns on the left visible at all times. Drilling on columns means you can drill on any item that's blue, that's a hyperlink, and you can go through various levels. This margin gain erosion starts at the job level. When you drill, you go down to a grid that's at the cost code category level, and from there you drill to transactions. You can edit the view and create as many views as you want at any of these levels. Saving pivot grids. You can save pivot grids using the Save button as shared grids. If you're a grid administrator, that means that anyone who has this particular grid in their security group will see it for the data they're trimmed to. And every user can save their own reports under My Grids. When you save a grid, you can save it with its name, parameters are saved, the column width, sorts, pivots, everything is saved in a view. You can default the date when a grid is loaded. For example, margin gain erosion, you might like to load a view on the last day of prior month to align with your forecast, cost, and WIP reports. When you save a shared view, it's now available in the top section as a shared grid. Again, every user can save as many views as they want under My Grids. Again, we point you to our knowledge base for detailed videos on how to do all of these functions. Thank you for your time watching this video.